Hello, welcome back to the FA Championship 2027 Season 5 here in France for the French Grand Prix, the second new track here on the FA calendar here in Season 5. It's your boy King Razzie, your commentator, and my, we've got a race for you because this track consists in a total of 15 corners and it's our first time racing in Paul Ricard. What does the first ever French Grand Prix have in offer for us? Well, we're going to find out because I gotta say the championship is getting really spicy, and especially between the two McLaren Chrome cars of Claudia and Kaylin. But there are signs of Naz, Washer, Emily, Ruby, Motorsport who be in for play. Do not count those drivers out because they are catching the McLaren Chromes very quickly. So what does today's race have in offer after Ruby's win last time out in Portugal? Well, we're going to find out because this is your championship standings for both championships. As you can see here, Kaylin, he is leading the way in the championship, not by much, I gotta say, as Claudia's in second place. Then Ruby, Naz, Washer, Emily, your boy King Razza, Josh B, Zai, Rose, Maddie, Lily, Shay. Then we have Fritten, Brandon Al, and Teres, Agent, DJ, Soraya, and Matty. And the bottom four, Agent, DJ, Soraya, and Matty left to score. And your constructed standings, the McLaren Chrome, they're a mile away, but Connor Sport is closing down on them. Are they going to reduce the gap even more in this race? Well, we're going to find out in a couple more time, as Visa-Bulls in third, Williams fourth, Lambo Trallies in fifth, and McLaren Shadow, Red Bull Shearer, Peugeot in-drive, Lambo Neon, and Alpine Arreas. That is your championship for the constructed standings. And I gotta say, this is looking very close. But who is going to take the win here? I think McLaren Chrome, they need a win here because they definitely struggle in Portugal. So hopefully this track will be more suited to them. But we're going to find it right now because it's time for the starting grid for the French Grand Prix. And it's Naz on pole position with Ruby starting alongside her in second place. Claudia, she will start in third place with Washer in the Williams starts fourth. Zai, yet again a brilliant qualifying from him. He starts fifth with Kaylin in sixth place. There we have Emily started in seventh place for Lambo Trallies Zone, and Josh started in a respectfully P8. Rose, another disappointing qualifying for her, starting ninth with Maddie in 10th place. Lily for the Lambo Neon starts 11th with Brandon Al, really good qualifying for him, start P12. Fritten for the Lassie Williams start P13. Shay in P14. Your reigning FA champion, Matty, is starting P15, middle mistake there. Our rookie started P16, Soraya 16. Your boy King Razza, he is your reigning champion, starts 17. Terrace in 18, Agent 19, and finally DJ, yet again, struggles continue for him with the car in 20th. And I made a mistake there. It's your boy King Razza starting P17, not the place yet again that we want to be. McLaren Shadow really struggling at that, but Naz for Visa-Bulls, yes, it looks like Visa-Bulls have figured out their issues with Naz, and now she's on pole position, but can she win the race? Well, it's not going to be easy because it's time for the French Grand Prix. 5 red lights are up on your screen, 4 and 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go here in France for the first ever French Grand Prix. And Naz got the line very well. And already Claudia has got past the line to Zai and Ruby, and she makes her way into second place. Now challenging Naz. P1 here, can't find her way through. She has to settle it into P2 for now. But maybe she got a good exit out of that corner, maybe into the long breaker soon. She might have to move down. Here comes Claudia against Naz into the breaking zone. Is she gonna move down? She's setting on the inside, and the two went off. Claudia Naz went off the track. Claudia reclaims position, and she managed to hold the line to get into first place. I don't think it's going to be up with that move from Claudia there. And now Ruby also on Naz. Naz, who starts on pole position, now just lost 2 positions. Feel borders of the race so far. She's going to be absolutely furious with Claudia. Definitely pushing that move, and she used the battery yet again to try and get past, trying to recover positions that she lost, trying to get past Ruby, can't find her way there, so still fighting up for second place. Meanwhile, Claudia still sitting up there F1, and Naz just managed to hang on for second place. That's a disastrous start from Naz. Zai, one start for him. He started P5. He was in podium for a second there, but dropped right down to P5 as he start lap 2 out of 29 here in France. DRS is now enabled in Paul Ricard, and I'm Caden now looking for the move on Ruby, trying to claim some positions that he lost out in the qualifying stages here in France. But my goodness, that is a crazy start to this race. Naz versus Claudia, they both went off the track there, but luckily for them, none of them went into the wall and they still managed to carry on. But yeah, that is a very, very aggressive move from Claudia, and I'm sure these balls are definitely going to bring that up to race control. But it doesn't look like race control, but race control is saying that this might be a racing incident. I think it has been confirmed that it's a racing incident, because it looked like Claudia was ahead in the corner, even though they went off the track. But hey ho, that's how racing goes. As we're watching now, Washer trying to give Ruby a little bit of pressure. Josh is under pressure by the likes of Rose now, as she has the DRS advantage. Here comes Rose. Can she get the move done into this chicane? Maybe not. Josh is still ahead, but Rose will have the inside line. Down the inside, Rose goes, and that might be allowing Lily to get herself involved as these two going side by side. Fritz have a 5-second penalty. Cause a collision, not what you want, I gotta say. But, however, it is definitely Rose's day. She's ahead of Josh, and she's going to try and chase down Lily as the boy Team Master trying to make through some position. And now Kaden going for the move off the lead. The Grand Prix, the two McLaren Shadows fighting out. Kaden already got past her rivals, and now she's going to try to get past her main rival for the championship. The two McLaren Shadows side by side, and Kaden, before we get to the breaking zone, got the move done, takes the lead of the French Grand Prix. As so Watcher getting his way by Naz to get himself into P3. My goodness, that Alasia Williams car looked very, very fast here in France, and I'm sure Watcher could be a big threat for this race win as well. This is crazy, honestly crazy to see Watcher yet again, the Williams up there in podium position, and maybe going to be fighting for the lead, because he's actually, by the way, catching Claudia, which is very, very strange indeed. And here comes Manny trying to make the move on the likes of Ruby, but Zaza have other ideas. As he's going to get past both of them before we get to the braking zone. Now Zaza got the move done, and it's off into 5th place, but Maddie's not going to let that one look very easy, and she used her battery to try again reclaim that position back into P5. Maddie goes. Really good job from the visible 4th and 5th, but from that side, I think she's going to be very disappointed after losing that lead on lap 1 out of 29, beginning of the race, and Zaza is still fighting it out with Maddie and Ruby. They just can't decide who deserves to get that place position, but Zaza got the move done. Naz is going to try and make a move now on the likes of Ruby. By the way, most drivers are on the softs besides Naz, Ruby, Josh, Emily, Fritton. Those guys are on the mediums. DJ's the only driver who's on the hards, as Ruby sent it down the inside of Zaza. I tried to make it to a move on Naz, can't find a way there. The last race winner back in Portugal, even though Motorsport, they doesn't look like they have the pace round here in France and go for the win. But yeah, she's busy fighting it out with Zaza and Manny, not where you really want to be, because you want to be fighting with these guys. And I have to say this, I'm shocked to see this happening, but Washer for the Alasia Williams car is fighting Kaylin for the lead Grand Prix. She's going to pass Claudia. He's going to get past Kaylin. What a move! But Washer trying to get through. Try this one back. It's at the inside line. Kaylin has to go to the outside, and Washer to keep that play. Two chicanes. Kaylin got that P2. Washer P1. Claudia's going to make overtake it for turn 1. What a move! Claudia is kicking off for the first few laps of this Grand Prix. 3 drivers fighting it out for P1. None of them are showing signs of giving up yet, because here comes Washington yet again. trying to get past the two McLaren Chrome. DRS, battery enable, EMS enable, into the braking zone, side by side, he's through, back up into P1, Daly got past Claudia out and chicane as well, and these guys are giving us a brilliant show here in France. My goodness, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is really good racing between these three drivers. But as he skips the laps later, Claudia is our first driver coming into the pits, as well as Zaida and Lily, to get rid of those softs, because she's going to try and go for an undercut on Naz. Or not on Naz, on Washer and Kalen, because I think these guys might be the main drivers for this race win. Can you believe it? The Alassio Williams car is in a fight for a race win here. Crazy stuff. Meanwhile, Fritton, I think Fritton is still fighting out with your boy King Raza as Washer makes the move on Naz. He made that look very easy, I've got to say, as Kaylin now trying to fight it out with Washer as well, and she's back up into first place. Your championship leader, by the way, she's back up into first place. Washer second, Naz third. Those guys have not pitted, remember, haven't taken their first mandatory pit stop, so this is going to be very interesting to see how this will play out later on in this race. So, Maddie, Ruby, side by side right now for P4, and Maddie trying to get the move done. Sorry, it's not Maddie and Ruby, it's Maddie and Rose. But yeah, Maddie got the move done on Rose, as Washer now trying to fight it with the likes of Kaylin, and it's looking like his softs are starting to degrade. You just saw he nearly made contact with Kaylin out of that final corner, but Washer is going to get that move done up into P2, second place for him. Rose has come into the pits. I think she's going for the mediums for her first mandatory pit stop. We're on lap 8 out of 29, and now Washer is going to try and challenge Naz for P1. This is crazy stuff, because I gotta say, Washer's softs is absolutely done. It's degraded. He must be struggling with those softs, but still, he's managed to find a way past the likes of Naz, even though he has no grip on those softs. Washer is definitely on a different level here in France. Now, Williams is working. It is working really, really well around here in France, as Ruby now trying to make a move on the likes of Naz. Can Ruby get the move done? No, but Naz got other things to worry about. She's going to try and challenge Washer for the lead of the race as well. But remember, those guys have not pitted yet for their first mandatory pit stop. But even though Washer, Hayden, and Maddie might be on the soft, the media should be the best tie out there for now. So Naz and Ruby should be getting past these guys very quickly. I just pray that they come into the pits. But yeah, Ruby is struggling to get past Washer, because Washer's doing the immaculate defending, as there she goes down the inside. Oh, that was close to contact there. I don't think Washer was expecting it. It's those two close into the pits. My goodness, that's an almighty dive bomb from Ruby there, just showing her last few moves that she made over the last few episodes ago, and in FA Season 2 and Season 3. It's just showing her characteristics in the FA series. Ruby is definitely trying to get as many points as possible, because you can't count Ruby out. She could find her way into this championship fight as well, because she's the closest to the two McLaren Chromes in the Drives Championship, as so is Naz, as Fritton and your boy King Raza and Josh. They're having a little scrap, I gotta say, for P5, but Josh has a 5-second penalty for cause of collision. He made contact with your boy King Raza there, so Josh is down into P7, so you got some work to do. He doesn't want to get another 5-second penalty, otherwise he could be under pressure and under trouble to lose loads of time when he make his next pit stop, as your boy King Raza trying to fight it out with Fritton on worn out soft compound tyres. And by the way, most drivers are going onto the hards, which is very, very interesting. Some drivers are going on the hards. Washer is on the hards. Ruby's on hards. So let's see how that will play out through this race, as Claudia, she just pitted, by the way, she's on the softs. So McLaren Chrome, they're definitely going for a different strategy to Alassio Williams here, as obviously Claudia is going to get past these three drivers very, very quickly, because she's on a different level, and that McLaren Chrome is super quick than those cars of King Raza, Josh, and the others other drivers. But yeah, Claudia is making her way through the field very quickly as we skip the laps later onto lap 15 out of 29. There goes Ruby down the inside of Washer. These guys are having a great scrap for third place here, but Kaylin and Naz, they both pitted as well. Naz and Kaylin, they're both on the hards, and these guys are fighting out for third place, and Kaylin and Naz fighting out for first place, as there goes Kaylin up into the lead of the Grand Prix so far, and Ruby is going to make that move on Washer. Ruby up into third place, Washer down to fourth. But it is a long race, let me tell you. We're only on lap 15, halfway through this race, and now we're headed into the closing moments. As my goodness, Donkey dude, man, he went super wide out the final corner, trying to make a move on King Russell. She nearly clipped the wall, but managed to keep it going. Very good driving from her. Now she's going to challenge King Russell for the likes of P7. She's got P7, and maybe it could be P6. Rose could be under pressure. Maddie of the DRS, Claudia, who's on fresh sauce as the DRS has also. She needs to get past these guys very quickly because they are not in a fight. He's Naz, Kaylin, and Washer is in a fight, and King Rat has set it down the inside of Rose. Claudia got a 5-second penalty. It's not what she needs, and contact between her and King Ratter. Two former teammates from season 4 main contact. Lucky that it didn't crash out because that could be big in the championship for Claudia. She managed to keep going, and now she's going to try and challenge the likes of Shay and Rose. Rose and Shay, they're going side by side. Claudia just can't find a way there. She has to wait and just find the perfect opportunity to go for the move. Here is Claudia. She got past Shay. Now it could be Rose next, trying to go around the outside. And Rose keep Claudia behind. I don't think so, because Claudia got a better exit than her. And there she goes. Claudia up into P5. Now she can chase after the top 4. And as we slip the laps later, she has caught up to the top 4. And she got past Washer. And she's going to get past the likes of Ruby. The sauce against the hards. The sauce are definitely the quicker tire. But Ruby, she's going to try and fight this one back. Hang on a minute. Ruby is trying to fight this one back. These guys have been on 10 laps hard, but Ruby is going to try and fight this one, and Ruby reclaims P3. Great move from Ruby to, well, I have to say, actually, great defending from Ruby to keep Claudia at bay. It's kicking off here. It's definitely kicking off. 10 laps to go for this French Grand Prix, and we're seeing all the action here in Paul Ricard as Kaylin sent it down the inside of Naz. Naz is going to try and fight this one back, but Naz can't find the move there. Kaylin has the DRS advantage. She's probably using the battery as well to pull away from the likes of Naz. But by the way, guys, these guys have been on those hards for 9 laps, and Claudia's been on those sauce for 4 laps, so Claudia's going to catch these guys very quickly, unless Ruby, Washer, Kaylin, and Naz comes to the pits. The problem with that is that they're probably going to be stuck in a heap of traffic, and that's what has happened. Naz and Kaylin, they're under pressure by the likes of Claudia, but Washer, yes, Washer has pitted for the likes of medium combat tires. He's down there at P7, and we're watching Claudia trying to fight it out with Naz and her teammate Kaylin. Closest rival for the championship. She got past Naz, and now her eyes is on Kaylin for the lead of this race. I just feel like will these hards go to the end for Kaylin, Naz, and Ruby? I don't think so, because why did Washer pit for the medium? I think Alaska Williams think that those hards cannot go to the end, as now here comes Claudia. Like, did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? That could be a catastrophic crash. A catastrophic ending for Claudia, who nearly went into the wall of the pit lane. Open exit. My goodness, Donkey, how did Claudia survive that one? Oh my goodness, how did she survive that? I have no idea, but that's just miraculous car control from Claudia, and she gets herself up into P1. Crazy stuff. Did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Claudia nearly went super wide, went into the pit lane entry, and then nearly just clipped the wall. It was just like millimeters from the wall. My goodness. Claudia's got to be absolutely super lucky and very, very, very thankful that she managed to keep that one clean, because my goodness, that could be race ending for her. As we're watching now, Kaylin and Naz, they're still fighting out and they're still on those highs. Emily, by the way, we haven't really talked much about Emily, the Lamborghini Tridazone. She's up there in P3, but she's on worn out mediums. Washer, he's the only driver who's on fresher mediums, and he's catching the top three very, very quickly. He is possibly going to be leading this race, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say that. He might be leading this race, because I really don't think those hards are going to make it to the end. I have to say, as Ruby has pitted, I just feel like that Motorsport has messed up their strategy here. Maybe they should have done what Washer has done. Maybe they should have done what Claudia done, because as we skip some laps later, Claudia, who pitted on the sauce, is making a move on your boy King Razza. King Razza, I gotta say, fair play to us. We made a great strategy call as well to get ourselves into P6. But the big question is, can we hang on to get some points today? Because it's been a very long time. And when are we going to see an update from McLaren Shadow, from Red Bull Shearer, from Peugeot? I really want to see them fighting them up for more positions, because they're really slacking right now. They're slacking behind, and this is definitely not the season that King Raz expected. This is not the season that the reigning champ, or Josh, who is your FA Season 1 champ, I don't think they were expecting their season to be like this, I'm going to say, in FA Season 5. But you never know. Anything can happen throughout this season. We'll see what happened in the next race in Germany, and that's the next one coming up for you guys. But let's get to the end and see how this is going to end for France, because Washer, yes, Washer is leading the race. So that means Ruby, Naz, there she is, Naz and Kaylin, they made a howler of a strategy, and unfortunately for them, they got some work to do. They need to try and get some points, but the problem is, I think the highest they could go is for P7 and 8, because Zeiser is the only driver in the top 10 who hasn't pitted yet. So unfortunately for those guys, Naz and Kaylin, they definitely found a strategy. So this is a big opportunity for Claudia, because she's on fresh sauce and Washer is leading this race. And hang on a minute, Washer is leading this race. He could be in to get his first ever race win, but it could be Claudia, who has more experience in FA, that could deny him. This is the fight for the lead, for the win on this race. And if Claudia gets past Washer, no matter what happens, she will take the lead of the championship headed into Germany. But can Washer do anything in his tank to keep that McLaren Chrome at bay? As here comes Claudia, to the inside line. Claudia down the inside. Washer getting the play. No, he's not. Claudia takes the lead. It's Prix, as we heard, it's the penultimate lap of the race. But what can Washer do? He's on mediums. Maybe, just maybe, can he find a way past that McLaren Chrome? I just can't believe we're seeing Washer fighting it out for the win. And Lassie Williams gonna be super nervy right now, because Washer now has the DRS. As we head now towards the braking zone. Here comes Washer against Claudia. In the braking zone we go. Washer to the inside. Claudia tries to defend it. She might have the outside now. These are going to be alongside each other. Washer, this is Claudia now heading into left and the right. Chicane. Claudia turning the inside, and Claudia might got the move done. Washer still trying to hang on with Claudia on the move done, and Claudia is into the lead on the French Grand Prix. Oh my goodness, this is brilliant fighting between these two drivers. What can Washer do? Maybe there could be an inside line. No, Claudia forced it to the outside, and Washer still find a way by. He tried everything, but Claudia has got that lead secure. As you head now, the last two corners, there's only one more chance for Washer to try and get this win. And it's on the last lap of this Grand Prix. It's a sensational battle between these two drivers, as Claudia is already started a pull away from Washer. And it's just showing right there that the Lassie Williams car might have that. Well, I have to say that Lassie Williams car, that might be the last breath that he can take. And for him And for his team, Washer is closing in still on Claudia, but I just feel like it's too far away with the DRS and the ERS. It's too far away to get that move done, and that might be race done for Washer. He had to sell for P2, but my oh my, what an incredible battle between these two drivers. Washer, he was going for that race win, but unfortunately, that Williams cannot handle the McLaren Chrome of Claudia, because Claudia, she has started this race from third place on the field, and she's gonna come home to get a second win of this season. It's been a very topsy-turvy race last time out in Portugal for McLaren Chrome, but Claudia has definitely got that strategy right in France. Her teammate Kaylin all the way down in P6. That's a miraculous view for Claudia. She rounds the final corner. She can celebrate here as she wins French Grand Prix. Washer, unfortunately for him, that's the circle for P2, and Ruby comes home in P3. Naz in fourth place, Emily fifth, Kaylin, unfortunately for her, that's herself for sixth place as her teammate Claudia retakes the lead of the championship. Hey, what a drive from him, and for Neon, finish in seventh. Ben Rose, King Razza, get points on his name, Lily in P10. But my, congratulations to Claudia. She definitely deserved that one. Washer, what a try, man. He really gave it a go. He really gave it everything for the last few laps, but unfortunately, it was not enough for him. And in the end, it's Claudia and McLaren Chrome victorious here in France. Wow, what a race. What a race, an incredible race. Claudia takes the win today as Washer gave her a really good fight in the end. But unfortunately, we'll have to settle for second place. And I have to say, he's definitely my driver of the day for the French GP. Ruby respectfully for P3, well done to Motorsport to get that move done. Now it's got to be very upset with P4 after starting first place. Kaylee set the fastest lap, finishing fifth. Then Emily, Shay, Rose, King Razor, Lily, Zai, Britton, Maddie, Josh B, Saraya, Agent, Brandon L, Matty, Terrace, and DJ. And I'm very shocked to see yet again Josh B and Terrace, Red Bull, Shearer are really on the back foot right now, and I've got some work to do as we head forward in this season. But this is your championship now, as it's been updated. Claudia now takes the lead of the championship only by a few points, as Kaylin in second place. Ruby has now closed the gap to Kaylin now in P3, so we could be looking at another contender for the championship. So don't cut out Ruby, don't cut out Naz, do not cut out Washer, because if he continue that form like he did in France, my goodness, it could be a five-way fight for this championship, as Emily in sixth. Then we have King Razor, Seraph, Josh B, Rose, Zai, Shay, Maddie, Lily, Fritz, Brandon L, Terrace, Agent, DJ, Saraya, and Matty. That is your championship standings. And nothing really changes in the constructor standings, but McLaren Chrome still ahead with Motorsport second, Visa Bulls, Williams, Lambo Trizone, McLaren Chrome, Red Bull, Peugeot E-Drive, Lambo Neon, and Alpine Arias. That is your standings heading into the next race, which is Germany in Hockenheim, another classic F1 track. I am very excited to see what that will bring, but for now it is a goodbye and good night to everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again when F1 returns in Germany. Bye bye and good night.